What's up, fight fans? Greetings from the Wrestleverse. This is Lady J.
And Billy here.
And it's time to take it to the ring. All right, so today I invited Billy for a watch party to watch Mania Regia.
So my first time watching AAA was definitely different, very cool.
And like we're watching and we're like, oh, there's the Mexican flag and there's the chopper. And we're like, get in the chopper. And then, Lucha Libre is the sport.
Yeah, it's kind of like football over here in the States. And this was like WrestleMania for AAA.
It was awesome. So this is the first time Triple Mania has been broadcasted out of Mexico. And so our hosts were looking to share some backstories, factions, and drama. So all of like the non-English speakers like missed out on it this whole time.
Yeah.
All right. So the show starts. It's a little different. There's like luchadors dressed up as the soccer players from like the different regions, but...
Yeah, like each soccer team had their own representative of a luchador and their own jersey, and they kind of came out representing each regional team. It was different. It was cool.
It was cool. Yeah. But our first match, the ladies opened up for the night. We had Lady Shani, Fabi Apache, and Sexy Star versus Lahidra, Flamer, and Lady Maravilla. Las Toxicos came out, and it was like darkness fell. And now Lady Maravilla is the current ladies champ. And Sexy Star, she came out. And then like El Hijo de Tirantes, he's like the ref wearing the suspenders and he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
He does not play fair. And he's already giving Fabi Apache a hard time. It's obvious that he likes Los Toxicos.
Yeah, they kind of he stands with the girls, kind of gets a photo with them, so you know it's already biased right off the bat.
Yeah, so one of the girls is like, whoopsh.
From behind them. It's like, what's going on here?
All right. So we get in, Fabi's going at it. They're being kicked out. And outside the ring, there's like the entire locker room's outside the ring with straps.
Yeah, it's kind of like a lumberjack match. And they're just beating that crap out of anybody that fell out of the ring.
So like Los Toxicos, they're constantly being kicked out and they're being slapped and they're strategically being spanked on the booty more than once.
Well placed, let's put it like that.
Yeah. And so Las Toxicos, they're dominating because like they all team up in the ring. It's like 3-on-1 and women are running everywhere. We get the ref kicked out.
He even gets like smacked with the straps.
He's getting whooped. And then we have this really cool thing where Lady Shani gets this Boston Crab swinging cradle thing, but Lahidra broke it up. Now there's a new ref in place because they kicked out Tirantes and he got beaten. And
they broke up like this bridge and this superplex like stacked up. It was really cool.
The girls are great. Yeah. And so... But then somehow Tirantes gets back, the bad ref, right?
Yeah.
And then like they give Fabi Apache like a code breaker and they dogpile her. And before you know it, Las Toxicos, they get that super fast.
Bam, like a jackrabbit.
It's not even fair.
Yeah.
And the refs, like the two refs start going at it. He's like, you're a bad ref. You shouldn't be hitting girls. And da-da-da-da-da. And it's just...
Yeah, they really start going at each other. Like silly little insults. And it was a tick for tack. You can tell there's some drama in the past. And they kind of really let it all out.
Okay. So the girls are over. Yeah. However, do you know Taya Valkyrie? So she comes out and she's like, I'm bad. And she calls out Diana Purrazzo because she wants the Reina de Reinas title
she
back.
wants that thing back. She's coming out for it, ready.
She's the Huera Loca in Mexico.
So Konnan's coming down the ramp next. And Lucha Libre would not be in the States if it wasn't for Konnan.
That's right.
And it's he's very popular with the crowd. He's kind of getting booed. He isn't very popular. He's a really big promoter. But, he's still kind of...
He's a trash talker.
Yeah, he's calling them dogs and, he also tells the crowd, hey, Kenny's going to come back. He's going to reclaim his title once he's feeling better.
Yeah.
And then you got the Lucha Bros and FTR in 2022. He's going to be continuing to do whatever he wants, regardless what the crowd says.
He's the promoter.
No one's gonna stop him.
Exactly. Except for Cibernetico. He comes out on a motorcycle and he shows up and he's giving crap to Konnan about how everyone's tired of him and he's got this dirty laundry list of stuff that the fans can't hear about right now.
Yeah.
But he's going to cause trouble.
More S talk is coming.
All right. So now we have another trios match.
Yeah. So you got the Vipers coming out with hairspray, flamethrowers. The Vipers are
Psychosis, Abismo, and Ares. And then second out, we have Nueva Generación Dinamita. And then we have El Poder del Norte.
Yeah. And then lastly, you have El Pato and Del... Oh, wow, I'm ruining that name.
No.
So, okay. I shouldn't even try that.
The Vipers, they've already started fighting before there is no bell. And El Poder, they've taken control of the ring and they're flying like synchronized swimmers out of the ring, and they're just battering everyone. And then we got like
the crotch starts. The crotch shots start, and then the cookie sheets come out. People are getting hit on top. The pace really start picking up.
It's crazy. But they're teaming up 3-on-1, and NGD, they're tired of playing by the rules.
Yeah.
And then they team up over against Poder. And so we got this triple baseball slide in the corner, surround sound style. We're tearing off shirts. We got chops and elbow strikes to the head. Mm-hmm. Where are the Vipers?
They're hiding outside of the ring. It's like, where'd they go? You know,
they're waiting with cookie sheets.
Yeah.
And so they're cookie sheeting Dinamita outside the ring, and now the Viper, they are prepping another crotch shot.
Yeah.
And now the chairs. The chairs, the crotch shots, the baseball slides, suicide dives into the tables.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. Then followed by a baseball slide for the finish, suicide dive into the table. And not the chairs, they come out again. The Vipers are running up the ramp. They're fresh out of tables. They bring up another fresh table. The light tubes come out. And the
light tube
nuts.
Explosions of light tubes.
There's dust flying everywhere.
All right, so NGD, they win with a super fast count out, of course, by Hijo de Tirantes. But they can't celebrate long because the Cibernetico is crashing in. He's taking out everyone because his team's the Vipers.
Yeah.
And so they're spearing and clotheslining, choke slamming, cleaning house.
Yeah.
And he's standing and the crowd is doing an ole, 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 ole. I guess they like it.
And then it was just like some instant replays of cookie sheets. You'll never see like a more cookie sheets like getting used like that, and I'll never look at them the same way. Really, it's like it was kind of disturbing.
Christmas cookies or Lucha Libre. All right, so now all the cell phones are lit in preparation for the next match, honoring the original owners. To honor the vision of AAA, Joaquin Roldan's ashes are being held by Marcela Peña Roldan. Yeah. She's ringside holding them. It
was a lot of respect. It was cool kind of seeing the sport really give homage to not only people of the past, but to the dead, and kind of keeping that tradition going. It was really neat, and it's something you don't see very often here in the States. So a lot of respect. It was really cool to watch that.
All right, so now Lampressa comes to the ring. Lampressa, we have Puma King, DMT, Azul, and Sam Adonis versus the Psycho Circus, which is a new thing. You're like, what the heck is up with these clowns? We got name off the clowns.
You got Monster Clown, you got Dave the Clown, and then Chessman.
Yeah.
They all kind of come out looking weird. And yes, the crowd loves the scary clowns. And what's kind of weird is like they're the good guys. As scary as they are, like the crowd loves them. Like one guy's named Murder Clown. Like how is that supposed to be a good guy?
How is he the hero?
Yeah, right?
I don't know. Okay, so they're striking, Adonis and Chessman, Lampressa's dominating, and Chessman's hung in the tree of woe, taking a baseball slide and a senton bomb.
Yeah, just like super smooth.
Oh man, and so Puma King is literally biting Dave the Clown's face.
Blood going everywhere. It's, like rips it open.
It's bad. And so we have sheetrock lined up. Maybe is it a door, sheetrock? We don't know.
Yeah.
But we got light tubes and sheetrock, and we got exploding light tubes, double clothesline.
And then suicide dive, and then big Murder Clown over the ring. No one takes it's like it's never been done before. It's like people flying around everywhere.
And there's a girl in the match, Estrellita, and she kisses the ref to distract the ref. And then there's a 3 count, but he doesn't see it. So there's this clown posse gathering outside.
Yeah.
And there's like a super hurricane running down from the top rope onto the table. The clowns have taken over.
Yeah. So it was a bunch of extra clowns came in. That definitely didn't see that coming. And then you had underneath just like 7-on-3 at one point.
Yeah,
this guy getting jumped.
So they take off Dave the Clown's mask, and Chessman is laid out outside the ring.
Yeah, he's just laid out. And then, Murder Clown is down and out, and then Dave's mask is just being paraded around the crowd, just showing it off, and it's kind of disrespectful for the luchadors.
It totally is. And then they bring out a stretcher ringside, and Chessman's on the stretcher. Sam Adonis moonsaults up and over.
Yeah.
But nobody's home.
He just misses, and he hurt. It was probably a good thing he missed too, honestly.
Okay, but so the mask is taken off. They're shown around like trophies. The match is just pure chaos at this point. You're not supposed to take the matches off. It's just a hot mess.
Yeah, I didn't know that until tonight, and apparently it's a huge no-no. It's just purely disrespectful, and you never ever do that. So, kind of weird to see it in a huge event like that. Yeah, so next up we have the AAA World Tag Team Championship with FTR. So you got Dax Hartwood and Crash Wheeler with Vicky Guerrero, the Queen Karen, coming out. Just like, excuse me, versus, you got the Lucha Bros. You got Pentagon. Oh, is it? Yeah, it's Pentagon versus what? And Phoenix. Yeah, Phoenix is the yellow guy. Yeah. So the Lucha Bros, they come out first, and they're a crowd favorite. They're chanting. They're loving it.
They got that cero miedo. It's like cero miedo all over the place. And they're like, oh, we're so glad to be back, and we got our start in AAA, and da. They're being the faces this time.
Yeah.
All right, and then...
You got Penta going back to bring the titles home to Mexico. He's there to represent, trying to bring it back. FTR comes out, and it's like Rocky 3 style, You got Vicky, Kidnap, Hugo, and it's kind of, I don't know. Vicky's just dominating. He's kind of like translating for her.
Yeah, Hugo's like the regular announcer, and she's like, you're going to tell them what we're saying. And he's like, you crazy lady. And they're like... You guys just look like your stupid Halloween costumes and your stupid, lucha and your stupid al pastor. And anyway, it's just chaos. And then there's security separating everybody. And FTR decides to go marching back up the ramp because they're just...
Oh, yeah. People were throwing beer at FTR. I mean, the crowd they did not like them there at all. They're like, get out of here, gringos. You do not deserve that belt. They were pissed.
But, it wasn't even the match.
Yeah, they were just coming out to talk some smack, really.
I thought it was the match. I was a little confused.
Yeah. Okay, so the next match is our surprise luchador. So it's Hot Chocolate Willie Mack from Impact Wrestling.
I love Willie Mack.
It is so cool. And then and now you have the Leonardo kid.
The Laredo kid from Texas.
Yeah.
And he's coming out with his 2 belts.
Yeah.
He's been wrestling since he was 14, 15 years old. And Dragon Lee and Billy is loving those red panties.
Oh, yeah. It was like ruby red panties. It was like pants versus panties. This was a funny match. And Willie, he's got some moves, man.
Moving.
He's feeling it. Yeah.
Shaking it. He's wiggling his stuff around. His baby making moves on him.
He's feeling it, man. He's having a good time.
Yeah, but Dralistico, he cuts that off. He's like, we are here. It's time to lucha.
Yeah, so like I said, it's the panties versus the pants match. You got a Dragon. He has goes right into this headstand to get out of this.
It was crazy.
A bridge.
If you have to do a headstand to get out of a bridge, that's some sweet talent.
It's really neat. Yeah, I've never seen that before.
And there's kicking and there's back and forth and a springboard. It is non-stop action. We got a Samoan drop by Willie Mack, followed by a Laredo kid flying halfway across the ring. Dragon is up in an electric chair being taken down by the Laredo King.
Yeah. And then with a cutter taking him down after that, Willie backflips, does a moonsault, and just smashes Dralistico. And then Dragon's back, teaming up with Dralistico. And then you see this chain lock with a bridge. And kind of then a drop kick for a 2 count cover. I mean, it was pretty quick.
Yeah, and then they decide they're gonna mock the Hot Chocolate. He kick flipped while the guys were mocking his dance moves.
Yeah, it was kind of a slap in the face.
Yeah, and so Laredo goes flying springboard destroyer and flying knees, and Willie Mack gets power slammed, and he is out.
It was crazy. Then you got Willie on the top ropes going back and forth, and then a triangle Rana, which I'd never seen before. So he just kind of sets up, locks on the shoulder, spins him around. But it was only for a 1 count. And then little kids are calling for Leonardo not to lose. No! Yeah.
Oh, and Willie Mack is in shock, giant eyeballs shock, because
he just can't believe he didn't win.
He just can't believe it.
He ends up eating some knee strikes too.
Oh yeah, and Dragon Lee takes him out.
Yeah, it was a surprising. That was the best match I thought for the night. I mean, it was really good. These guys went hard.
It was nonstop, awesome action.
Yeah, so the Lucha Bros are back, and we have the leaders. They come outside of the ring. They're kind of feeling it.
I didn't know it was a ladder match.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised too. So I didn't realize until all of a sudden they were there in the middle of the ring.
They just popped out of nowhere.
FTR
and then
and Vicky Guerrero, they come out.
Oh, and they're holding the flag, but they're doing it wrong.
Yeah, they're like walking all over it. It's dragging on the floor. I'm not supposed to do that. It's got to get burned now. Come on, guys.
So we got Penta, and they're out, and they're just going crazy, but they're getting their butts handed to them by FTR. The ladders are being thrown around. The cameramen are being knocked down. Yeah. Cookie sheets are slamming.
Yeah, it was just crazy. Dax is tossed into the barricade, and he kind of hits his face on the big railing for all the lights that was set up. He just eats that pole hard. And
the Bros are setting up the ladder in the center of the ring because the tag team champ belts are up there. They have to get them down.
Yeah.
And then we get this like stacked spinning back kick in the corner and a double super kick to FTR.
Yeah, and then FTR is back throwing the ladder, suplexes, punches, like tearing masks off, and then they finally set the ladder for like a double crotch kick in the corner to set it up.
That's what you should do with the ladder instead of get them belts. All right, so they tie up Penta's mask to the ropes, and
stuck there.
He's stuck. And FTR, they're heading up the ladder, and Penta's he's like, I gotta stop this.
Yeah, he made the choice, and he's bolted.
He unmasked. He's like covering his face and knocks them over, but then.
It's not enough, No. He couldn't stop FTR from winning.
So Vicky comes in.
Yeah. So they ended up getting a cutter driver. Vicky comes in. She throws like a bunch of dust right over Penta's face, and then he falls into a table. FTR have the tag team championship once again. They get up the ladder really quick, and
I was kind of surprised it ended so quickly that way. I thought there'd be a little bit more, and the crowd is completely silent.
Dead. I mean, you could hear crickets. Nobody cheered. It was silent. It was kind of bizarre.
The hometown heroes lost. It was
I didn't really even see that coming. Really,
no, I didn't either.
That was a huge upset for sure.
I agree. All right, so our next match, we have Cain Velasquez, Psycho Clown, and Pagano versus LA Park, Reyes Scorpion, and Tauros. So Reyes Scorpion comes out showing off his super cool title belt.
Yeah.
And then Tauros comes out with his 2 title belts as well. Now, we've seen him on Impact, so you're like, hey, I know him.
He looked familiar. Yeah.
And then Cain Velasquez, too. He's only a UFC champ.
Yeah. It was funny. It's like I didn't know the name, but I saw the guy. I was like, he looks familiar. Yeah.
Well, he was wearing a mask, like a devil mask this time, and I didn't think he'd be wearing a mask. Yeah. And then, we get Pagano and LA Park and Psycho Clown, and Psycho Clown is really, attractive. The kids love him. There's like a dozen kids all running around with him down the ramp because that's where I want my kid to be.
Yeah, right.
All right. And then LA Park squares off with Cain because LA Park is the hometown hero. He's from Monterrey, Mexico.
And the crowd is chanting Psycho. It's pretty cool,
Yeah, they're chanting Psycho P-U-T-O, which is the bad word in Spanish.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought they were cheering for him. There you go.
Oh, no. That was a bad chant.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So the guys are at it. We got an eye poke, takedowns, kicks, shoulder throws, arm drags, and the match breaks down and everyone is out.
And then the cookie sheets come out. And then this poor random security guy outside of the ring gets smashed right on top of the head. He goes down like a whack-a-mole.
And then Cain and LA Park, they're out in the crowd. They're so out in the crowd, we can't even see what's going on.
Yeah, people's hot dogs were getting stepped on, beers are getting knocked over. It was crazy.
Yeah. And so, and then they just kind of nonchalantly come back in. And then Cain's being held down against the ropes. And Reyes, Scorpion, and Tauros are taking chops from LA Park. And Pagano has a mop.
Yeah.
We bring a mop.
And then, but he ends up breaking it over. A Scorpion's back. And he's just sitting there. He takes it like he's ready for it. He snaps it right in half. Kane gets LA Park in a heel hook. We talked about that. Then his son distracted the ref.
LA Park gets the chair on Kane, and then Rey de Jalisco crashes it, distracts LA Park, and Kane takes out LA Park with an armbar for the win.
Locked it in, and he really had to fight to get that armbar in. He did a great job setting it, and once it was in, that was it.
It was all done. And then Rey de Jalisco goes on his speech. But then like NGD comes out and they're like, why are you here? We're gonna put you in your place. And Rey's like, I took the mask from your father, sin caras. And then they kick the butts of NGD. And
it was kind of a light scuffle in the ring. They go back and forth. I think it was just some drama and they had to hash it out. Take it to the ring, guys.
Yes, that's exactly it. The mega champion, El Hijo de Vikingo. Bandito, Samurai Del Sol, Bobby Fish, and Jay Lethal. All right.
Heavy hitters.
Bobby Fish comes out first, then Jay Lethal, Samurai Del Sol, Bandito, and finally the current champ, Hijo de Vikingo.
He came out, he was feeling it, man. He was walking out like the champ. He just had this aura about him. So this match, it starts off very polite handshakes. Everybody was really nice. You don't see that very often. And then boom, into some backbreakers, flips. People are going down. A ton of handsprings. I think there was like 4 handsprings in this. Some Irish whips and slams. It was crazy. And then banjo from Bobby Fish exchanging, like getting some nice kicks in. He loves his kicks.
Backflips, head scissor, it was like a tilt-a-whirl, power slams, spinning heel kicks. Fish and Lethal, they team up against Samurai Del Sol. And then somehow Samurai got Fish DDT'd by Lethal?
Yeah, I wasn't sure how that worked out too. I was a bit confused, but it was still cool to see.
And then like, we get this like double side video where it looks like there might be some double superplexes, but they don't happen. But we get this like single Spanish fly off the top rope and super kicks for everyone.
Everybody got one. And then Jay Lethal was coming in. He tried to get the lethal injection, but ended up getting spiked by, what was it, Viking?
Viking. Bandito, he's got this go to sleep move going on, and the crowd is chanting, "Esta es lucha." This is lucha.
He ends up finishing. He does like this step down moonsault, finishes it off. It was great. It was really smooth. The guy was just full of energy. It was a great match.
El Hijo de Vikingo retains the championship title.
Yeah, and he's 24.
He's 24 years old.
Great. The guy did really well. And as soon as the match was over, it was so neat to see all the wrestlers come out.
Yeah, the whole locker room came out and they like lifted him up.
Yeah, everybody was happy. You just don't see that a whole lot really in any other division, especially here in the States. Even rival teams, they have sportsmanship, but it was nothing like what we saw. Everybody was happy for him. I'm sure if I could understand Spanish, they were saying you deserve it, All right, so here at Take It to the Ring, we like to give each fight card a fight card rating. So we have 5 for Fight Forever.
4 for This Is Awesome. 3, You Still Got It.
Yep. And then 2's like a what?
And 1 is boring.
So what would you give this fight card?
I'd give it a 4 out of 5. This is a must-see.
Yeah, I would definitely say this was an awesome match. It was my first, like I said, the first AAA, and it was great. It was really neat to kind of see the characters, a lot of the personalities that come with AAA and the luchadors, and the pride that comes with it, and the heritage, and how much everybody appreciates it. It's a huge part of their culture, and it made me appreciate it, and they did a great job portraying that.
Yep.
That's it for us. Please take a moment to leave a comment.
Like, share, subscribe.
Yeah. And for more Wrestlecap videos like this, just click that link right there below. And until next time,
I'm Lady J.
Billy here.
Keep it lucha.